Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yoga. We're going to get started this week just sitting in an easy cross-legged position. And if at any time you need to make any adjustments, feel free to stretch the legs out in front, or you might like to even scissor them. And just take a few moments to settle in, come to the here and now, and just begin to tune your awareness inwards. So that might help. It might help to close your eyes softly and begin focusing on your breath. So without changing or forcing the breath in any way, shape, or form, just begin to pay attention to the rise and fall of the body with the breath, the inhale and the exhale. Just seeing how we feel today, becoming aware of any little points of tension, any stickiness, and without any judgment or attachment to them, trying to just settle in, taking another nice big breath in and a full exhale. Slowly drop the chin down towards the chest so you feel a little stretch through the back of the neck. Just a gentle stretch, allowing the shoulders to feel heavy here. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, lift the chin and take the chin up towards the ceiling, just until you feel a gentle opening through the front of the throat. Breath in and exhale down. Then we're going to take the right ear towards the right shoulder, so it'll be the opposite to me, and try and feel that left shoulder heavy so that it almost helps you to open up the left side of the neck. Take a breath in. As you exhale, come back up to center and then switch over to the other side, allowing the right shoulder to feel heavy and the left ear to drop down towards the left shoulder. Breath in and exhale back to center. Then do a couple of shoulder rolls, just waking up the shoulders, taking them around and backwards a few times, and then bringing them forwards a few times. Good. And then we'll do a little seated warm up. So sit up nice and tall. Imagine the crown of the head is reaching up so the spine is lengthened. So we're not collapsing down, we're lengthening up. Inhale, exhale, twist to your left. So you're going to take the right hand to your left knee and just gently look over your left shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale, spin around to the other side. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale into the twist, looking out over your right shoulder. Breath in, come back to center and go straight over to the other side. Look over your left shoulder. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, lift the left arm up and over and cross it over so your left arm is on top of your right. And then gently drop the chin and maybe a little curve in the back, but not too much. We really just want to feel a little bit of space between the shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale fully and take the hands back. And then we're going to twist over to the other side. So you're going to bring your left hand onto your right knee. Inhale, sit up tall, look over your right shoulder. Breath in. And as you exhale, take the right arm on top now. Putting right hand on top of the knee. And again, repeat the process. Maybe when you inhale, try to direct the air to the back of the lungs so you feel more space between the shoulder blades. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Lift that right arm up and over. Take both hands behind you. Press the fingers into the floor. So a little bit of activation of the arms and lift the heart center up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Look up. And then relax and release the hands. Good. Let's bring the hands onto the legs and do our seated cat-cow. So you're going to stretch the arms out. Curve the spine into a little bit of a C shape. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Now tuck the elbows into the waist, draw the hands back, gently look up, and then exhale into the seated cat. And I'll let you do that a few times on your own, just moving with your breath, just at your own pace, listening to the spine, listening to the breath, a few rounds of this seated cat-cow. Exhaling in the curved shape, inhaling when you lift up. Good. Do one more round of each way. And then come back to sitting in a neutral shape. Let's do a little bit of side movement. So we're going to bring the left hand to the floor on the outside of the left hip and then roll over. And actually this time just roll everything over. So you're going to lift up that right hip off the ground and reach as far as you can with that right hand. Good. Lift up and over, go over to the second side. You're kind of making a little bit more flowing this time. Sometimes we do this as a static stretch. So reach back over to the other side. And then one more time over to the left, over to the right, sorry. Good, come all the way back up to center. Let's make our way to a tabletop, and you're welcome to put some padding under the knees here if that helps. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, top of the feet flat on the floor. And just to keep warming up the spine, we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. This is always a good check-in pose. Inhale, exhale, round the back. Inhale, coming through the cow stretch. Exhale, round the back. And really think about the flexion all the way down to the base of the spine, rather than it just being in the upper back. Try to make sure we're really feeling through our spine. Not forcing anything, but trying to make sure that we're adding some mobility into this full spinal column. One more round each way. And make your way to a neutral spine. Sit back, hips over the heels. Take the knees wide. Let's come into child's pose, lying everything down onto the ground. You can bring the hands in, place one hand on top of each other, and just turn the head to the side for a minute, allowing the head to rest on the arms, the shoulders to relax, and the hips to sink over the heels. So this is a nice passive stretch for the hips, the knees, the top of the feet. And we can breathe nice and freely. So take a couple of nice deep breaths. With each exhale, sinking the body a little closer to the floor. Good, and then slowly make your way up, pressing the hands into the floor. Bring the knees together. And come to hero's pose, sitting up nice and tall, elbows into the waist, hands gently resting on the legs. Take a breath in. Good, exhale. And then we're going to do our little foot stretch. We're going to tuck our toes under. Make sure everything's pointing forward and just work your way back onto your feet. Take a nice breath in and a full exhale. And then walk the hands forward. Release the feet. Good. And we're going to step the right foot up between our hands and come into our low lunge. And just again, activate that right foot, pressing it into the ground, the back left foot. Sweep the arms up overhead, but trying not to hug the shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders plugged back, a little bit relaxed, but stretch the fingertips. Now we're going to do a small back bend, initiating the bend right from the base of the spine. So lift the heart center up. Try to almost think of the pelvis as beginning to tilt back and reach the arms. And this might just be a small movement, which is great. That's fine. Take a nice big breath in and a full exhale. Come all the way down to the floor. And we'll do our dynamic hamstring stretch, hip flexor stretch. So we're just going to go a few times back and forward here, kind of warming everything up. So we don't need to think about straightening this right leg. If your hamstrings are a little bit tight, it's better to keep a micro bend in that knee. Good. Come all the way forward, walk the hands to the inside of the right foot, take it out to the side of the mat, and let this right knee roll out a few times, just opening up that right side. Good. From here, we're going to come into a small twist. We're going to drop the left shoulder, lift the heart, and bring the hand to the right thigh. And we can look to the right. If you like to, you can release the right arm up. Breath in. Full exhale, come all the way down. Walk that foot back to the middle. Slide the foot back, and let's go straight to the second side. Pressing the foot into the floor, the left foot, the right back foot. So you've got a nice firm foundation. Let's lift those arms up overhead, but again, trying not to hug the shoulders. And let's initiate a small back bend from the base of the spine, tilting the pelvis back a little. Reach the arms up and over, thinking of a nice long curve in the back. Big inhale. Exhale, come all the way down to the ground and begin to cycle through, taking the hips back and forward, keeping this nice and kind of fluid today. We're not going to hang out in this for too long. Just listening to that hamstring coming forward. Good. And then come all the way forward, walk the hands to the inside of the left foot and take the foot to the outside edge of the mat and let that knee and hip open out to the left. So just a very gentle hip opening warm up. And then let's come into a little bit of a twist. So we're going to drop the right shoulder, begin to turn the heart center towards the left knee and bring the hand to the left thigh, or if you like, reach that left arm up. Good. Big breath in and slowly exhale, bring that hand down and walk the foot back to center. Slide that foot back. Let's come into a child's pose again, taking the knees wide, stretch the arms out along the floor and press the hands actively into the ground here. So we've got a little bit of traction. Try to draw the hips away from the hands so you get a deep stretch through the underside of the armpit. Breath in. And a full exhale, release that, bring the hands in, stack the opposite hand on top this time and turn the head to the other side. So whichever side you did before, let's go the opposite way. Take a nice big breath in here and a full exhale. Slowly make your way up, pressing your hands into the floor, walk the knees in. And let's make our way to our first downward dog. So we're just going to shake out the feet before we do so. Tuck the toes under and then press the hips up and back. Keeping a little bend in the knees. We want to think of the pelvis this time as dripping forward to help extend the back of the leg. And think of the spine as a nice long ski slope. You can then pedal the feet, just walking the dog, extending one ankle towards the ground. Don't worry if the feet don't touch the ground. It's all right. We're still just getting this warming, opening through the back of the body. You can wiggle the feet from side to side. You can roll the top of each foot over. And then look forward and step the right foot up between the hands. We're going to come to our twist in this higher lunge. So we're going to drop the left shoulder, bring the right arm up, begin to turn the heart center towards this right knee, and then reach the right arm up. Don't forget about the back leg though. Squeeze that quad so the knee lifts up. So even that back leg is involved in helping you. Big breath in and release the right hand to the floor. Take your time and then step the left foot up to the top of the mat. So we're coming into our forward bend at the top of the mat. I'm going to hang over the legs here for a moment, keeping a micro bend in the knees, and hold onto each elbow in a palm and just sway from side to side. A nice ragdoll to release the spine. The weight of the head is helping you out here. Release the face, release the jaw. Good. And then let go and begin to roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. So the head is the last thing that comes up when you reach standing. Good. And when you reach the top, sweep the arms up overhead. Bring the hands together in a prayer position. Inhale, stretch them as high as you can go. And then exhale, fold forward, sweeping the hands now down towards the toes. Rise up. We're going to come into that halfway lift. So nice flat back, extension of the crown of the head forward. And then keeping that, try to fold from the hips, bringing the tummy towards the thighs. Release the hands. And then bend the knees so the hands can go firmly back and step the right foot back behind you. Let's do our twist to the other side. Dropping the right shoulder, begin to turn through the waist so the heart center looks towards your left knee, and then release the left arm up towards the sky. Squeeze the quad of the back right leg, press the toes into the floor, even press your right hand into the floor and your left foot. So you've got this really strong foundation. Try to slightly relax the left shoulder. Good. Breath in and exhale, release that left hand down. Slide the left back. foot back, come to a plank pose for a moment. So press the floor away here. Imagine you're almost trying to like spring up off the floor. Draw the navel in. Everything's working here. And then bend the knees and slowly lower them to the floor. And then lower your chest by bending your elbows and squeezing them into the side waist and go slowly down to the mat. Stretch out the feet behind you. And then peel up into a mini cobra. So this builds core in the back of the body, core strength in the back. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. Use your core to lift the part of your front part of your body up. Hold that and see if you can lift your hands off the floor and hold the body good. Bring the hands down and then press up and back. And let's do a short child's pose just to counteract the back bend and then move into downward dog. So you're going to tuck your toes under, lift those hips up and back and walk out the feet. Pedaling the knees, stretching out one at a time. Now we're going to take the right foot and thread it underneath the left and press the outer edge of the right foot against the ground. So we get a little stretch for the outside of the right leg. And you could even slowly shift forward and back here. Good. Slide that right foot back. Let's try the second side. Slide the left foot, press the outer edge of the left foot against the ground. A little bit of activation through the outside of the left foot and the left leg, and then maybe move forward and back a couple of times. Good. Keeping those arms nice and strong. So you want to squeeze the upper arm even in towards your ear. Good. Slide that left foot back. Pedal out the feet. Let's look forward and step the right foot up between the hands. Drop the left heel down, and you can slide that left foot in about a foot or so. And we're going to come up into warrior one. So the hips are square to the front of your mat. The right knee is bent. We're lifting those arms up again, but in the same way as in the lunge, we're not going to lift the shoulders. We want to think of the arms just extending straight up. And you could even come into that small back bend again, really from the base of the spine. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's sweep the hands down to the floor. Slide your right foot back. Come to plank one more time. Drop the knees. Lower yourself to the floor with control. Come all the way down and then stretch those legs out. Heel up this time into more of a cobra. So we're going to really lift more of the body up off the mat. Slightly deeper back bend. And then release everything down. Lift up and back, short child's pose, just to counteract the back bend before making your way into downward dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back, pedaling out the feet. And then look forward and step the, I can't remember, right foot up between the hands. I think it was the left foot, sorry. And right foot back. Sweep up into warrior one on the second side. So we're going to keep those hips forward, slight bend in the knee. Lift up, really opening up this right hip flexor into the psoas, into all this connective tissue around the front of the hip. Press the outside edge of the back foot into the floor. Press that left foot firmly into the ground and initiate a small back bend, lifting up and back. Doesn't have to be much at all. Big breath in. Exhale, fully come all the way down to the floor. Let's slide that right foot up. So you're in a forward bend at the top of the mat. Hang over the legs again, coming to a nice forward bend. Inhale, rise up to halfway. Exhale, fold in towards the legs, and then sweep the arms up overhead as you come to standing, taking your hands up towards the ceiling, and exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Take a nice breath in, and a full breath out. To release the hands and the legs, we're just going to do a little bit of a standing pose for some strength. Today we're going to work on warrior 3, and I'll demo and we'll go through it together. So we're going to step the right foot into the middle of your mat or your space. Bring the hands to the hips and begin to pivot as you lift the left leg up. So it's a little bit of a balance. Can help to find somewhere on the ground in front of you to look at. And keeping the pelvis parallel to the floor, we're going to lift and move our body into a capital T shape. So that's what you've got to try and visualize. Kick the left heel away, and the hands can stay on your hips so you can bring them to your heart center. So think of this as building strength and flexibility. So make sure not to lift this left hip. We want to keep the hips as parallel as we can. If you like, you can extend the arms forward and reach through from the fingertips back to the left heel. Don't be afraid to wobble. Correct, and try again. Don't forget to breathe. We often hold our breath. So let's hold for 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back with control. Bend the right knee a little bit. Come all the way back to center and come to standing. Good. Shake it out. We'll try the second side. So left foot in the middle of your space, hands on the hips, and then find your balance on your left leg and take the right leg out behind you as you hinge forward into this capital T shape. You can have a micro bend in that left knee. Kick the right heel away, hands come to a prayer position at heart center, and then you can always extend the arms out if you feel like it. Woo. Use your breath to help you balance. Find a point on the ground to concentrate on. And really extend. That can really help. Press the left foot into the floor. Extend through the fingertips, through that back right heel. Try not to hike up the right hip. Hold for 3 more counts. 3, 2, 1. And slowly hinge back up to standing, building strength as you go. When you move with control, come all the way back up. Good job. And have a little shake out. Shake the feet, shake the hands. And let's come down to the mat. And we'll work on our hips a little bit. So we're going to roll down onto the mat, hug the knees into the chest, just a nice release for the lower back. And again, we can do some small circles. Keep the knees together. Place one hand on each kneecap. And imagine you're just kind of stirring the legs around in a pot. So nothing too crazy. Going in both directions. Just massages the back of the pelvis. There's a little bit of mobility to that area. And then you're welcome to take the knees apart and do some circles with the knees out to the side. So this is a nice fluid butterfly variation. Good. Let's bring the knees together and place the feet down on the floor. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left and do our figure 4 stretch. So we're going to wrap the arms around the back of the left thigh, hug that knee in towards you, and to make it deeper, you can press the right elbow into the right thigh. And you can kind of make this dynamic if you like. You can move the knee forward and back a couple of times. You can make it a really deep passive stretch by breathing as you go. Inhale, exhale, deepen the stretch. Drawing that left knee in towards you until you feel a nice warm opening in the right hip. Nothing too intense. You should always be able to breathe. A nice added bonus is to lift and lower the left leg. And this helps the hamstring. Adds in a little bit of extra movement to this area. Good. And then slowly, keeping the right ankle on the left thigh, bring the left foot down to the ground, bring the hands onto the floor for support, palms on the ground, and let the legs roll over to the left. So we're coming into a spinal twist, face to the right. If it feels too much, you can uncross the legs and stack the knees or just scissor the knees. Take a couple of breaths here and try to actually relax the shoulders. So we've got a lot of action going on in the hips. Try to let the shoulders feel heavy against the ground. Good. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, use the core to help you roll back to center. Uncross that right leg and try the other side. So we're going to cross the left leg over onto the thigh. Sit up to interlace the hands behind the right thigh, and then with the head and the shoulders back on the ground, begin to draw the knees in towards you. So this is definitely one of those stretches where sometimes it highlights a difference between the right and the left, and that's very normal. One hip is often a little tighter. And again, you can make this a little bit more dynamic, lifting and lowering. And if you want to, you can also add in the hamstring work here. It's kind of flussing out that right hamstring or the hamstrings and the nerves and everything connected to them. And we've also got a little bit of an inversion here, so that's nice too. A little bit of a break from gravity for our circulation. Good. And then release the hands, allow the right foot to rest on the floor. Take the arms out to the side, palms down for support, and let the legs roll over to the right. And again, you're welcome to set up the legs however feels best for you today. You can turn to look over to your left arm. And again, let the shoulders begin to relax here against the ground. A nice spinal twist with a little bit of a bonus hip stretch. Good. Take one more breath in. Exhale, roll the legs back to center and hug the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a little massage. And then place the feet on the ground. We're going to keep the knees bent, feet fairly close towards you, hands on the floor, down by the hips. And begin to tilt the pelvis and roll the spine up off the mat, one vertebrae at a time. And maybe walk the heels in a little closer. Could even lift the toes up off the floor a little bit, which makes sure that you're using the glutes and the hamstrings. And then roll everything all the way back down. So we're looking for a little tilt in the pelvis here. It really helps to free up the pelvis. Let's do that one more time. Beginning at the base of the spine, tilt the pelvis towards you, roll the spine up off the mat, lifting as much of the spine up off the mat as you can. And then shift from side to side so the shoulder blades squeeze together and you can interlace the hands underneath you. Press the feet into the floor. You might need to walk them in a little bit and lift those hips as high as you can. Press the feet so you really feel the back of the body working here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. It is great for strength and opening up the front of the pelvis too. See if you can lift the hips a little higher. Let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. And then with control, nice and slowly, slide the hands out and begin to roll the spine down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, making sure the base of the spine is the last thing to touch down onto the floor when you get there. Pause for a moment and then gently hug the knees in to give yourself a little massage one more time. And for a final inversion, let's take the feet overhead and just come to happy baby, wrapping the hands over the arches of the feet, taking the feet wide, maybe moving them around a little bit, rocking from side to side. And then bring the feet together, release the hands, draw the knees in, and give yourself one more squeeze. So we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, lift the forehead up towards the knees, and draw yourself into a tiny ball. Imagine you're a tight, tiny ball. Squeeze everything in, and then exhale and release everything down to the floor. And make your way into Shavasana, corpse pose, allowing the back of the hands to rest on the floor, the knees, the legs, the feet to relax. Let the feet fall out to the side. And do a scan down through the body, letting the back of the head feel heavy, touching the floor, the neck, the shoulders, letting the spine fully relax, the back of the pelvis feeling heavy against the ground, the legs, the knees, the calves, all the way down to the feet. Let the back of the ankles rest against the ground. And let everything feel heavy and sink down towards the ground. As you spend a few moments now, allowing the body to recharge, reset. And if the mind gets a little busy, as it often does, just without any judgment, take your awareness back to your breath. Take a nice breath in and a full breath out. very slowly now, I'd like you to bring some movement to the body by wiggling the fingers and toes, just nice and slowly. And then let's take a nice big inhale, reach the arms overhead, and take a full body stretch, pointing and flexing the toes. And then taking your time, roll over onto your right hand side and press the hands into the floor to make your way up to sitting. And let's just come to sitting in a nice, easy, cross-legged position for the end of our practice today. And to take a moment to come together, let's bring our hands into our heart center in a prayer position, the Anjali Mudra. And just feel the warmth through the hands. And just take a moment to be grateful for this practice. Thank yourself for taking this time. And I'd like to thank you for joining us today. And I wish you a wonderful evening wherever you are.